Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the Pokeflipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. How are we doing tonight, Dan?
I'm doing all right. It's been a pretty hectic day, but we're booming. So, how was your return flight? How was your travel? How was all that?
Oh, it was very nice.
I'll get into it later, but I did have a hectic day today. It was kind of a rough one, but not having to go through TSA, not having to fly on a plane, so probably not too bad relative.
Yeah, you're not literally just walking in the door from your flight home. But no, I flew back home to Massachusetts, visited my mom and my sister for a nice little late Mother's Day get together. So that was a lot of fun. Had a good time, but now we're back to the grind.
Back to the grind indeed. That's good. That's good to get a nice little pause, nice little rest in a boom. Expensive to take time off in a boom.
I
But
know.
you gotta retain sanity, gotta keep all the relationships going. So good to
Yes.
visit the family for sure.
Yes.
Today was consignor payday, and it's not bad when everything goes smoothly. PayPal. I currently and formerly paid out with PayPal friends and family. I hope tomorrow and next week I can say that's a thing, but like for the first time ever, I was sending my 40th PayPal friends and family of the day. I had probably crossed over 100K or 50K, whatever the number was. I don't even know. I do know that my total payouts for today were $350,000 between
Jesus
and consignments and everything. It was a big week. We're booming. PayPal was not happy with it. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I only had to email like 5 people that were due PayPal friends and family payout, and it's like, hey guys, I can try tomorrow, but I'm trying to send right now. It's telling me it's going to be an e-check instead of a regular PayPal send that they instantly get. It's going to be an e-check, and it's going to take like 7 to 10 business days potentially.
Oh God.
So it's like, you probably don't want that. I don't want that. I sent them an email, and I'm just like, if you have ACH, let me know. Zelle is there, but Zelle is not amazing. I had to go through 2 days to get all the Zelle sent out, which is normal. Normally, I'm sending all the ones I can on Thursday, and then I schedule out a couple for Friday. But
do you have a super low Zelle limit? Like I can only send what can I send? I can send like I think it's up to $5,000 a day now.
I think I've talked about it here, but maybe it was on my live stream, maybe it was in an office hour. But I've sent like 40 grand in Zelle in one day. But it's so weird because like my Zelle limit with I'll have 30 people that need Zelle, and say the average one is $1,500. A lot of them are $200, $305, whatever. But some people are $3-4 grand. Well, some individuals will have a $7,500 limit. Say there's individual A that I owe $3 grand and individual B that I owe $3 grand. Well, if they both have a $7,500 limit, great. I send one, I have $4,500 left. I send another, I have $1,500 left. But what's weird is I might have 10 people I send to that have a $7,500 limit. I send to consignor A, and consignor B, now since I sent $3 grand there, I will only have $4,500 left to send to consignor B. But consignor C and D, I'll still be able to send the full $7,500.
Really?
So some people pull from the same limit, and some people don't. Some people are 7,500, some people are 5K, some people are 2,500. And then like, again, so sometimes I have 4 people that all need 2,500. Boom, send them all. Sometimes I send it to the first guy, and then the next 3, I have 0 available because it pulled from their $2,500 limit. I've talked to Chase about it. I've talked with multiple people about it. No rhyme or reason as to like what buckets or what pools they're pulling from. But yeah, absolute headache. At scale, ACH is the way to go.
Yeah.
Some people I think don't even have bank accounts. Some people don't prefer bank accounts. They want, well, Zelle obviously is going to a bank account, I think. Maybe there's different ways to get into different accounts. I don't know if you can Zelle into a PayPal or whatever, but I might have to transition more people to ACHs. One thing though that added on top of that, apparently Fanatics, their accounting department was like traveling yesterday, and so they didn't send the normal payouts. I had a $350,000 ACH request that I put in on time and normally would hit my account first thing Thursday morning, and then boom, I send it to all the consigners. It wasn't there this morning, so I look and it's like, what's going on here? I emailed my rep, like, no notice, no nothing. I'm gonna rant against the Fanatics here a little bit. I provided all the feedback up the chain. It's like, don't mess with people's money. I don't like to hold people's money. My job is to get it to them, and $350,000 payout, and Fanatics doesn't give me a heads up that it's not coming the day that it normally comes.
It's like wild.
And so I'm like, you guys have to like. And a year ago, I paid out on average $30K a week, $40K a week, whatever. I would just front it with my own capital, and I would get all the consigners paid on time, and I'd get my money the next day, whatever. No big deal. I can't front 350 grand.
No.
So the way that I attacked it this morning was like all the small ones. I started paying out the small ones first, and I fronted like a decent amount of money of my money, and it's like Fanatics is gonna get me the money. But I emailed and texted my rep. I'm like, you guys have to wire me this money now. You guys have to get me this money now. Eventually, I ended up getting it very late in the day. It was just but between the ACHs being bottlenecked because of Fanatics being slow, and then PayPal potentially leaving me, Zelle being the headache that it always is. And then you got Mr. ZNG Emporium over there last year doing $1 million a week. I'm only doing 400 grand this week between everybody, and it's it was a big headache.
Oh,
but I guess it's
miserable. Well, I'll let your tough day slide. I'll get it. Yeah.
It's a good problem to have, I guess. We're booming. It is all a remnant. It is all an artifact of the boom that we're in. But definitely headaches. A lot of fees doing same day instant ACHs. A lot of fees like expediting everything. But I have a certain day that I pay out.
You don't have free wires? You have to pay for every one?
So I didn't do wires, but I did ACHs. It's stupid because like I think my first 10 ACHs a month are like $1 or $2, and then they're like 10 cents or 15 cents a piece. Very cheap. I don't charge for it. I just pay. But to do same day ACH, like my people normally get their ACHs on Thursday. They land in their bank account on Friday. I don't want to initiate it tomorrow and have it land Monday. So since I'm sending these payouts at 8 p.m., banks have already closed for the day. This whole rant, like I'm not going to turn it into go buy Bitcoin, the whole banking, but really the whole banking system is trash. That all these things exist, that all this happens. Fanatics should click a button and I should have my money. I should click a button and everyone should have their money. Like click the button individually 80 times, whatever. Yeah. But like all these limits, all these hassles, moving money around. It's like, guys, we're booming. Let me move the money where it's got to go. I got to do some business. I spent all day like talking about getting money, getting ones and zeros moved from one account to the other. And it's just, it's frustrating that the banking system is the way that it is.
It's annoying.
But yeah, I guess that's what happens in a boom.
That is true. That is true.
Someday I might not be making that complaint, and it might be because the market dropped 50-80%, and I'm sending 20 grand a week again or whatever. And so I guess I thank Arceus. I thank Arceus. I feel like I say it different every time. Because for all this bounty that he provides, where I'm running into all these banking bottlenecks. So no airport, but a whole lot of pain on the money movement front.
Okay.
Dan's oh man. But yeah, as always. So there's my ranting aside. Nick talked a little bit about his travel. We're live very late. This is not typical for us. Nick mentioned he was traveling. It worked out well because my daughter actually had like a dance rehearsal tonight because tomorrow night's her recital.
There we go.
So that was a good part of the day. Then we went out to dinner with the family. But yeah, we're gonna be live for the next 2-ish hours. We're going to kind of play it by ear. Ask your questions in the chat as always. If you can do all caps, if you can do stop signs. The chat seems like it's pretty calm right now. So
I don't know if we'll need stop signs tonight. I don't know about that.
We might not need too much extra visibility. We might be wrapping up within 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know. We'll see. It might be one of the quickest Pokeflipz we've ever done with the way the viewership looks right now. But thanks everyone for being here late on this Thursday night in a boom. As always, ask your questions. We will be here. We will answer all of them. We will rant, ramble, chat about whatever we got going on. Anything else before I start popping up some questions?
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
Nick's yawning. He's ready.
I know. I'm tired. Let's wrap it up. Old
School does indeed have the best intro on YouTube.
Oh, thank you, David.
Again, like I don't know what number boom this is, but been full time for going on 5 years, and so many booms in these 5 years. Kilkenny Brian says, "Hey, should I buy Pikachu base set or Jungle LP? Thanks."
Yes, 100%.
You should buy them from Old School Pokemon and or KetchumAllCollectibles on eBay Live.
There we go. That's something I was Thrifty bought some cards off of Squeaks a while back, and it was like Japanese hollows. There were some Japanese like commons, uncommons, like the Pikachu, the Charmander, and stuff like that. And she priced them out and brought them to a show that we did last Mother's Day, actually on Sunday. And I couldn't believe it. Like the Charmander's like $20, Pikachu's $15. I gotta start going through my bulk. I had no idea.
Do you still have a lot of shadowless bulk you bought years ago from Gary, or is most of that like
most of that's gone? I might have maybe a 5-row of near mint bulk, but I've got like 10 5-rows of like light play to heavy play.
I mean, a 5-row is quite a bit at those prices.
They're all sleeves. They're all sleeves. So.
Oh, okay. That's
but no,
still,
it's a decent bit. So yeah, I gotta start going through that.
Yeah, you gotta fire up card loader. You gotta be pumping those babies through one of the scanners and get them up. Pull some out for the live streams, and I think those things on just eBay, like regular eBay, I think those things have a pretty solid sell through.
Yeah,
especially in this market. Appreciate everyone being here. Nice to see you, DJ's Poke Center. We got Mason here. We got Chef, Tavo, Treasure Haunter. Yeah, these kinds of numbers just a few years ago would be considered impossible. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I sold a couple of years ago now. I sold on consignment. Still the biggest sale I've ever made so far. Someday I'll beat it.
There we go.
But I sold Zach's Gem Mint Pokemon's one of his PSA 10 base for his Charizards. I forget what that even went for, like 235 or something like that, like a big number.
I was gonna say around 250. So yeah, that makes sense then.
And I remember at the time getting that payout from Fanatics, and it's like I don't think I'll ever get a single week payout. That was eBay Vault. It's like I don't think I'll ever get a single week payout that big again. And I remember doing the consignment payouts that week, and it's like I don't think I'll ever move this much money through my bank account again. It took a while, but multiple times this year I've surpassed that number, which was for the week that week nearly $300,000.
That's like
absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's wild. Do you remember when James uploaded his video on last year's sale? Last year's sales, and it was 8-10 million. I remember being blown away by that.
Yep.
And now
he hits us with a $49 million and $600 average sales price or whatever it was. Like absolutely insane.
It's insane.
Yeah, and the way that mine looks currently, last week on Fanatics, and the bulk of it is Fanatics, but that number that I'm sharing, that's also including eBay Live and Fanatics Live. That's paying PK and Ponga. That's paying everybody. That's paying Spat, Grimer, Bierski for their eBay Live sales. So a lot of that's consignment, but a decent chunk of that is my own product too, through Fanatics and through eBay and through Fanatics Collect. But Yeah, the scale is nuts. And it's like 5,000 cards a week. Not every week, but some weeks. Not all me, obviously, and not the setup that James has, but it's all through Fanatics. Like 5,000 cards a week is what I've been kind of peaking at the last few months. Crazy numbers, absolutely crazy numbers.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Sorry, just looking through the Spicy Boys raid.
Did you see basics above?
Poking have raid. Nice. we got everyone raiding us. You love to see it. You love to see it. Here's a good one from the chef himself. Top 5 things you want to fix on eBay Live. Can do more than 5 if needed. Hit us with 50 of your gripes and complaints.
Oh God. I honestly I like what they're doing right now. I think it's definitely gotten better over the past couple months. This year has been solid, I think, for eBay Live. I would say some of the big ones. I don't like how they changed the the stream layout. It's just based off the viewer count now. So they had it where it was based off of who went live first. Then they switched it to who had the most engagement by bids, chats, the hearts, and then they switched it to just whoever has the most live viewers. I don't mind it because both of us are towards the top. But I think it's a huge disadvantage for people who are just joining the platform. So I think they should rotate it in some. I don't know what the best solution would be. I personally like the engagement because I was always number one with that. But I don't know what the best solution would be. But do something where it's like a rotating first person. That way people go into new streams and find new streams. So I'd say that would probably be the biggest one. Number 2 would be getting everyone on auto payment. The majority of people are on auto payment. I'd say 90, maybe even more, 95+% of people are on auto payment, but there are a small percentage of people that aren't on auto payment, and it is annoying. Chef, you shouldn't have said anything, because now I'm going to be copying you. Thanks. That was going to be another one of mine. They need when you follow a seller, they need a category that shows all your followed sellers, and both their live streams and their upcoming streams. I think that would be a big one, and then just fixing the user interface. I'm glad they have the slide to bid now, but it's not as streamlined as Whatnot. Whatnot's really easy to slide and bid. eBay is still clunky with that. So just fixing that, making it so that the user interface doesn't break all the time. Anytime they update the app, something goes wrong. Which I guess makes a little bit of sense, because there's so much on eBay that to make a change it's tough, but it's annoying that something breaks every time. Whether it's just something simple where the save seller was in the middle of my face at one point. People aren't able to bid sometimes. They're not able to buy from the buy it now sometimes. So stuff like that does get annoying. But I think overall they are doing better this year. There is still definitely room for growth. But yeah, I think overall I'm happy with it this year. Hopefully, hopefully one more thing. Hopefully they finally keep our account managers, because that has been another thing. That's every year you have someone new.
A revolving door, yeah.
Yes.
I've been bad about getting on regular calls with mine too. I need to be better about being a little bit of a squeaky wheel. I was a squeaky wheel today with Fanatics, and I need to just be that more in general. I try to be. I make it too easy. I try to not be a hassle, but and generally speaking, like I don't want to be. But if there's something that's like going wrong, I need to be better about voicing it and getting something done about it. As I did with Fanatics today. But yeah, I'll say that I can generally agree with most of what you said. The later things, especially the first one, though. I mean, Nick, whatever gets you and I to the top of the algo, like that's what we need for the search algo. I know that my account is over 20 years old, so heavily weight the account age. I'm not talking about the eBay Live account age. I'm talking about the eBay account age. Heavy weighting on that. Heavy weighting on whatever metrics that I'm hitting as my account. So we definitely need that. I'll hit you with a curveball here, which maybe some people expect, maybe nobody expects, but I need digitized ways to very quickly, maybe perhaps even instantly, rip open digital slab packs. I think it will be a thing in the next 24 months. If it's not sooner than that, I'm giving eBay a lot of time because they're a slow, clunky, publicly traded company, all the red tape, yada yada. But I think it will be integrated somehow. PSA, Vault, eBay, authenticity guarantee, all the things are there. All the required things are there. It would be really cool if it was something that like I could have cards in my PSA Vault and I could create my own batches that were authenticated, verified by PSA eBay, but I could curate my own selection of packs. And it would blow my mind if like it would be a huge miss if they don't do something like that. If Fanatics is out there listening, like get your stuff going with instant rips because you guys are there before eBay, and it seems inevitable because every week there's some new digital rip platform out there, and eBay not participating in that is a big miss.
Yeah, I do think it's coming. I can definitely see it. I think they have gotten a lot stricter on like the mystery packs. They're a lot more involved now, or they're going to be a lot more involved. And I think eventually it's going to become something where like eBay takes over and starts doing it themselves, and then having sellers sell theirs or teaming up with someone. I think it's going to change. I can definitely see that happening.
And PSA has the verified repack service, whatever it is. You send all your slabs into them. They do the packaging of them, verifying the hit rates, whatever. It wouldn't be surprising if at some point that became mandated. And I would be like, and maybe they're not interested in sharing that much information on it, but obviously you've got the Cardinal team, Mason, Jake, BB, Chef, those guys, Wonder, having some involvement in like ace trainers. And I presume that ace trainers are like allowed when this new update drops. I presume that they've been in conversations with eBay to some extent, but I don't know that for certain. And maybe one of them can share, maybe they can't. But yeah, I did see all the emails. I forwarded it. We don't really do anything like that ourselves currently. We just we do auctions and we do pack rips. But yeah, eBay did recently have some update on their requirements around mystery packs and some amount of transparency and whatever, yada yada. I don't remember the particulars because it didn't affect me. And I think there was like a certain time frame. I think there was some like date that you had to become in compliance by. It wasn't like immediate.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know if you have any commentary on that, but speaking of immediacy, I'm assuming you saw it. You were traveling. Did you see the PSA updates? Immediately. I'm glad they did it this way. I'm glad they didn't say like, oh, hey, you have 1 week to just bury us under more slabs. But PSA drastically increased the turnaround times. And they drastically increased the turnaround times. Effective like today, they increased the bulk quantity requirement. So you used to be able to send under bulk with 25 cards. Now it's 50. But some of the turnaround times, I forget the exact numbers. Let me see if I can find it in Discord quickly.
I thought it was going to be increasing price again.
Some of them are like 8 or 9 months. Functionally, they have. So PSA can increase price in multiple different ways. One way they can increase price is by taking each tier and just increasing the price. But another way that they can kind of like sneakily do it, and they've done it multiple times in the past, but they can they can just make the bulk be that much more painful. And like if you add 40 business days to the bulk, you're functionally increasing the price by like you're getting the average card that's submitted to you to be submitted at a higher tier. And say they grade, I forget what exactly the numbers are, 2 million cards a month or whatever. 2 million cards a month, well, the average price is somewhere above $30, right? Because bulk is there, and then you've got all the way up to multi-$1,000 for the very expensive stuff. I'm sure that increase that they just did today, I'm sure that that's going to increase the average like unit cost of grading by a couple bucks, because more people will be shunning the lowest tier. They won't be able to get to the 50 quantity or whatever the case may be, and they'll be shelling out 40 or 50 bucks a card, whereas prior they were doing 25 or 30 bucks or whatever. Oh,
yeah,
I guess it says the quantity change is effective May 18th. So I guess maybe they're allowing a little bit of a big surge in submissions for the next few days. I don't know why they do that, but yeah, bulk is 140 to 169. Not calendar days, business days. So that's like,
that's gonna be 9-10 months.
Yeah. You are up like you send tomorrow, you're getting it back in 2027. It's not as bad as it was 5 years ago, but it has the chance to become that bad. Honestly, I would not be shocked if in the next couple of weeks before June, if they don't just kind of like temporarily pause the bulk service altogether. Remember years ago how at one point, and some of it was pandemic related, but some of it was just backlog, 14 million, 15 million card backlog, which is crazy to think, like a 14, 15 million card backlog. They're grading 2 million cards a month now. It took them a couple of years to unwind that. They could unwind that in 7 months, assuming they got no new submissions today. But yeah, I would not be shocked if they one day we wake up and they say like, hey guys, bulk is shut off for 90 days. You can only submit for 50 bucks and higher, 60 bucks and higher until we get this under control. It's absolutely crazy right now how much the hobby's expanding. A lot of these digital rips, a lot of investing, a lot of speculating going on. But I mean, in this market, only $1,200 to do a bulk sub. I mean, what are we talking about? How did they ever classify 25 cards as bulk? I mean, that's my take on it.
I don't know. I think you need under normal circumstances. We're the oddballs. There's plenty of people that struggle to put a 25 card submission together.
But that's not bulk then. That's inherently not bulk. Like bulk is supposed to be bulk. Calling 25 cards bulk in this market is pretty wild, in my opinion. And clearly PSA agrees, because now it's 50. Hey, my CGC fanatics, I require 50. So like, I mean, 50 is bulk. That's reasonable to me.
I think that's more. I think it's a lot. I like the PokeMT. PSA value bulk turnaround time is about the same as the time it takes to get a spacecraft to Mars.
Nice. Well, this market is beyond Pluto, so we are in different galaxies yet unexplored. January 13th, 2027 is 163 business days from now. You'll love to see it.
Wild.
I guess Tag shut down their lower tier grading. It's
getting 5 cards a month.
It's insane. We are definitely booming. So you hadn't seen that yet today? That's
no. Was that
today?
The other thing I didn't see today was how was Bierski's grand opening?
Tomorrow. He's doing it tomorrow.
Oh, why did I think today? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yes, Thursday. He's doing it tomorrow at like 2 p.m. I believe. But
it was today.
He's stocked out. He took a full inventory. He's got all the things priced. He's got everything set up. Like, yeah, definitely go check out. I guess I should pull it up. Box Nostalgia on Instagram. He's opening a shop in Belvedere. Belvedere, New Jersey tomorrow.
Did he have to pay Ponga royalties for the name?
Yeah. No. I think the name was dormant for long enough that he was able to just claim it off the free agent pool. Yeah, there's the Box Nostalgia podcast, which hasn't been around in quite a while, but then there's Box Nostalgia cards. So let me share screen and pop this up to support Mr. Beerman. Definitely, if anyone is around the New Jersey area, stop in and say hi. There is the man himself. He's got some perfect order for MSRP. It is a week before Chaos Rising, so trying to move some perfect order product out, get it at MSRP. I don't know if sound will play. We don't really need the sound to play. But yeah, there's Mr. Beerman. Look at the Boeing shelves. Look at there's so much product. The shelves are Boeing. I mean, he is stocked up. Behind him, you got UPCs, SPCs, you got every booster pack from Sword Shield base to current. He's stocked out just like PK and Pong are on the live streams. He's got a bunch of singles and slabs in there. Very, very nice stuff. So definitely go check him out. Say hi. Tell him Pokeflipz sent you.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. That's exciting.
It's very exciting. Yeah. Very, very exciting. And definitely interested to see. I know we met up just a month ago now-ish, a little bit over a month ago. We met up and you and I were there. Bierski was there. Java was there. Java's doing a similar thing. He opened up a shop about a year ago. He's coming up on his 1-year anniversary. This will be a good pivot into some other anniversary that's coming up soon. But yeah, Bierski's opening up right now. Java opened up a year ago. Seeing all the homies crushing everything Pokemon in the boom. It's a great sight. But on that note, anniversaries. What's going on this weekend?
Yes, this Saturday we got a nice little 3 years on eBay Live, which is wild to think about. But yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. Gonna be doing a whole bunch of good auctions. I was completely slacking posting on Instagram. Once I took pictures, but then once I got home, I just didn't check messages. I didn't post. But yeah, no, we got a whole bunch of good stuff going up this Saturday. The coolest card in my opinion, at least, gonna be running one of my No Damage Ninetales, PSA 5 copy. I'm not the first person to auction a No Damage Ninetales, unfortunately. I'm the second.
No, he's not. Yep. Yes, he is second. Second to who? Second to who's that?
I forget. Some no name.
Oh.
No, Grimer was the first one. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That'll be a good time. Yeah, so it'll be a whole bunch of high-end auctions. And then some giveaways in there as well. So it should be a good time. Walrus and Thrifty will hang out with me.
Definitely tune in to Nick tomorrow night. If you've got 2 monitors, I'm looking at 3 right now. Make sure you pop up PK on the other screen as well. He'll be live doing his normal routine Saturday night stream tomorrow night. But Sunday we got like a little, we call it like a mini mega stream. We've got like 50 grand worth of stuff. Sealed singles slabs. Pong's going to be letting them rip for $1 as we do now a couple times a month. We do like a 50K-ish stream mid-month on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night. And then we do like 100K target at the end of the month. And that one's going to be PK towards the end of the month. I think on like the 30th. So, but yeah, Ponga this Sunday, the day after yours, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. He's going to have all kinds of goodies. Let them fly for $1 auction on Fnac. So definitely go check that out too. It's going to be a weekend of big Pokeflipz streams for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch. I know. I don't know if are any of your guys doing anything good over the weekend. I know Weedle's doing a jungle box break Saturday night too. There's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, we the big thing is definitely Ponga's stream on Sunday. But yeah, every day between Fanatics and eBay, we're live on both every day. We're always letting some big cards fly. So yeah, Spat, Grimer, Bierski probably a little bit light on the streams this weekend, I would imagine, with opening up the shop.
I would imagine.
I think Grimer and Spat might be. I think more Grimer because I think Spat is actually going to be on site with Bierski on Saturday.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. It didn't work out. So tomorrow night is my daughter's dance recital, and it's also my son's end of year like scouting banquet thing. So had that not been the case, I was just with Bierski last week. I went and I helped load out a store with a bunch of sealed product, but I definitely would have been there for opening. If not for, it's just literally like it's a day that's impossible. My kids have a half day at school, and then it sucks too because like both of their things are at 6 p.m. and I probably can't see my daughter's dance recital, but that's why I went to the rehearsal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Grammar says $1 gold stars on the horizon. There we go. Next week's gonna be yummy, he said.
Ooh,
all kinds of juice sounds like.
No.
48-hour live stream for your for the anniversary.
I'm gonna do the 24-hour again, 4th of July weekend. 48, no shots. 24
is a lot.
Rough.
48's a lot. Yeah, that's we're getting old.
Yeah. Thank you, Chef.
Okay, I'm starting more questions, and I'm gonna go back and take some of the older ones. What are you guys' thoughts on inventory? Like buying, I like vintage, but I'm running out. I just go on eBay and buy stuff and flip? What's the strat? Local shows, LGSs, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, various Discords, eBay, Golden Heritage, like there's cards everywhere, and there are cards to be bought for sell. Like there are cards that you can buy at a price that you can make margin on any and all platforms, ending all the time. It's just a matter of like knowing your pricing, knowing what you're able to list the things for, having your efficient processes and outlets for selling the products. But I promise you, like if you're asking, should I do this? There's someone doing that and making a lot of money doing it. The one exception, I will say, cautious on, like there are some influencers out there in today's market that will push you towards things like selling individual sleeves. I would be cautious of something like that. But anything other than that, I think you can make 6 figures doing anything. I know people that make 6 figures net a year, a couple $1,000 a week plus, literally only buying on eBay, binder lots, collections, whatever, and then individually selling those same things only on eBay. Buy from eBay, sell to eBay, make $2,000 a week net. They have been doing it for a long time. They know what they're doing. They have like a lot of these AI tools and uploading tools like to really lean out and make much more efficient their process. But yes. You can do any and everything. It's just a matter of like trying a little bit of everything, seeing what you're good at, seeing what works, and then leaning in heavily to those.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think you covered that one. It's a lot tougher now, but there's plenty of opportunity still.
See, I disagree though. I don't think it's tougher at all. I think there's more competition. See, I agree that there's like
you have people paying 90% at Collecticons.
But there's way more buyers too. There's infinitely more buyers too. So even though the competition's higher, the liquidity is higher to a higher extent, if that makes sense.
But you can't compete buying at 90% unless you're a vendor. You can't sell on eBay. If you're having to buy stuff at 80-90%.
Only certain things though. I'm not gonna throw out everyone's model, but there are people that just literally buy. There are binder collections that go on eBay for 70, 80, 90% all day, every day. There's different collections, different lots. And there are people, I'm not saying it's not a grind, but with the ESE and with things like Card Uploader where you can list 1,000 cards an hour, there are ways to make high net margins on low dollar value things and just do that at a high scale. There's a lot of people crushing in so many different ways. It's crazy. Using things like eBay's promoted listings, and there are people selling $1 cards, $2 cards for 300% of market with 5-10% promotion with 10,000 listings in their store. Different models, different methods to getting a significantly higher margin above market. right under your noses. Go browse eBay. Go browse eBay for a random card that you can find for 50 cents, $1 here or there in TCG Player, in different Pioneer collections, whatever. And there's people selling that card for $2, $3, $5 on eBay all day, every day in deep quantity.
Yeah.
And that's just one model amongst so many different models that you could employ. Did you see the first partner prices and that Bulba price? I did see. So, Nick, are you aware? So the Bulbasaur illustration promo, let me see if I can get a scan pulled up. You know, the Trikachu, as they call it, from Ascended Heroes, right?
Oh, yeah.
So did you know that there is a Trikachu in the background of the Bulbasaur? Nick, can you see my cursor?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
This card, Nick, how much is this card? Let's test your knowledge.
Last time I looked, it was like 25.
So Nick was out of the market for 1 day. And Nick, you know what this card is worth right now? Last you looked at it, 25. Guess.
Like 50.
60 when I looked last. So I mean, it's been hours since I looked, so let me pull this down for a second and see if I can find it on what is it, 037. I'll see if I can find it on TCG Player, but it was 60 last I looked, a few hours. I mean, it should be 100 by now. Oh, it went down. Somebody who's paper handed this card? It's $50 now.
Am I a market savant?
I mean, it's got a Trikachu in it. How could it not be worth $100? But yeah, market price earlier was 60. It's 50 right now. And then apparently, is the sealed product going nuts too? Let me look up first partner series 1. $64 market. Do you have I feel like we've talked about it before, but I can't remember your numbers. Do you have a lot of these set back, or like what was your strategy around first partner series 1?
I have 50 set back for a daily deal next in December. And then I broke the rest down, and I kept some of the promos, I kept some of the packs, but I did not keep any sealed boxes.
Oh, 50 sealed packs or 50 sealed boxes?
I kept 50 sealed boxes to run as a daily deal in December.
Okay.
And then I think I kept 25 of each promo from the ones that I opened that weren't gradable. And then I think I set back 100 sealed packs.
I think I have 700 sealed packs set back. And then I graded hundreds, which all got processed through CGC already. There's a handful that are going to the PSA vault relatively soon. I paid $80 a piece for those. I didn't love the price. I thought they were gonna go lower, but like a large part of me felt like, hey, these should go down to $30. But it's it's like we're booming. I want to get my first 1,000-ish at 45. I think I paid $45 a piece on average. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if it goes to 30, like I think it will, I'll buy 1,000 or 2,000 more. Naturally, we're booming. A lot of other people were buying at 45 heavy. It bottomed out there, and it's not to say it couldn't go down there again. And if it does, I'll just buy a bunch more. But I did not expect. I did not expect this so quickly. That's a common theme amongst the past the past 18 months. The past 12 years. I did not expect the prices that it's hitting so quickly. It's but
you gotta think Phantasmal packs have gone up like $3 from the time this came out. So I'm sure that's a good decent percentage.
Yeah, it's it's so crazy. We're booming so hard right now. It's nuts. DJ's Poke Center said, I sold first partners for 53 today, then boom, explosion of price right after I sold. Yeah, most recent sale 70, market price 64. The days of buying them for 45 or 50 at local shows. I saw some people talking about that in Discord earlier. Maybe this weekend, get out there, get boots on the ground, get out there before everyone reprices and before they know the price spiked. But Yeah, we're booming. It's nuts. I did put some on the last pallet. I put did I put 6 sealed cases or 10 sealed cases? I can't remember. But I put some amount of sealed cases on the pallet. I put a bunch of loose packs just back. I didn't put those on the pallet, but I just set those back. I didn't set any of the raw loose cards back. So all the non-gradables. And what were your like gradable percentages? So all the ones that we ripped, probably a few hundred, like a couple hundred packs. So I probably had 600 of them raw. I graded about 300, and then 300 I sent to the streams, and I sent some. I think I sent some for TCG Player and different places. But what's your outlook on those cards? So I said this a month or two ago, whenever they first started coming out. I think these things are going to kind of Nagaba. Not as bad as Nagaba's got, but like what I mean when I say I think they're going to Nagaba. So anyone that was around a couple years ago, the U Nagabas, the EVs with the really like mean, angry eyebrows on them. The packs were $20 and grading was 15. 6 months after they came out, PSA 10s were selling for like 35 or $40. So you would have been better off holding the packs sealed and or grading very quickly and selling them immediately, because 6 months later, once all that bulk hits, maybe 6, 8, 9 months later now with PSA doing what it's doing, I think that you are better off, and this is why I did what I did. I think that in 6 months to 9 months, people will look at the price, they'll look at what they paid for bulk, they'll look at what the packs were sealed then. There will not be a great margin, in my opinion at least. I'm very open to being wrong, but I don't think that'll be a good margin opportunity cost wise relative to other things in like 6 to 9 months. And I think people who sent these things out bulk with PSA are going to have a kind of a bad time, relatively speaking. I paid 80 for the ones that I graded. Hindsight's easy. I wish I sent some at 150. I wish I sent some at 300. I wish 80 was like in 80 was the slowest that I sent at. I'm glad I didn't send any bulk because I think it's going to get kind of ugly. And most of mine went CGC Fanatics. They're already sold. Some of those, even by the end, were already a little bit dark. But my early pristines, $300 Charmanders, things like that, like just crazy margins. I think some PSA 10s went for $1,000 that people must have spent $300 grading. Like I saw the consecutive sets that were shilled. There was a consecutive set of 9 of them that went for like $10,000 that got posted all over Instagram. And then like the seller was like, hey, this didn't get paid. Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, we're booming. No time to figure out if someone paid or not in a boom.
I don't know. It's
do you have a bunch out for bulk or no?
Yeah, all of mine went C2C bulk.
Yikes.
It's tricky because you do have the less popular starters. So that's I think those ones will get hurt the most. But I think Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, I think those will do well. I almost think it's going to be similar to like the Burger Chew. People are still making a profit on those. But at the same time, it's a little bit different because you do have the 3 different sets. But I think with the way things are going now, those are going to be such good cards to put in mystery bags. People are going to be buying those up like crazy.
And the Burger Chews I misplayed. Part of why I went 80 at the lowest on my first partners was I sent some Burger Chews for 40. I think I still have some out at bulk, which will probably be fine when they finally come back. Or maybe they're all back at this point. I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell I have out there anymore. We're booming. It's all a blur. But I sent some Burger Chews out at 40, and I sold them for like 80 or 90 bucks. And it's like I paid 20 or 25 for the packs. I waited months, and after fees, after shipping, after the grading fees, it's like I didn't make a whole lot of money. Hindsight's always easy. Had I spent 80, had I spent 150, I would have been selling them for $300 a piece. Like that was the play. I kick myself because it was so obvious. It always is. But I really don't know why I didn't send any. I know a little bit why, because I was like a week late. I was like a week late to the first partners. If I wasn't a week late, I probably would have sent like I would have sent more of the Kanto, obviously, but I probably would have sent 10 of each of them and then 20 or 25 of each of the Kantos at like 150 a card or something. Like that's what I did at 80 or 90 a card. But I wish I had done that as well. Same volume, same quantity at the 150 a card as well.
Pongo wants you to check your Discord messages.
Oh no.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with those. What do you think the others? I don't think the other series are going to be as popular. I wonder how. I think they'll do well, but I don't think they'll do as well. Oh, never mind.
Got you, nerd. Sorry, I was looking at my DMs and I didn't hear anything you just said. Were you still talking about first partners, or were we talking about something else?
The series 2 first partners. I don't think they'll be as popular as like series 1.
Isn't there a in the Totodile? Who's the cameo in the Totodile? It's no Trikachu.
That's
series 2 first partner. I'm gonna go heavy. Which one was it though? Let me see if I can find it. Open a new tab. One of them had a heavy hitting. I just want the picture. I don't want Reddit. What are we doing here? Here, let me share this. So here's series 2. Oh yeah, the Totodile has a shining Gyarados in it.
Oh,
I am buying all of them. I probably less buying. I probably won't go into the open market and like buy a ton of them. It'll probably be more that I just I hold on to more that I have. I will send less to TCG Player or eBay or wherever immediately. I'll send some to the streams, but yeah, like that's my guy. Like Shining Gyarados, the Lake of Rage, Crystal version, the Neo Revelation Shining Gyarados. That's my standout pick, easy of series 2 first partner. Who's yours? And in the live chat, let us know who's your pick from series 2.
Is it because of the Shining Gyarados? Is it because of Totodile?
Totodile's solid to begin with. Like I would pick Totodile out of all these here. Mm-hmm. Totodile might be my number 1 starter anyways, but then Gyarados puts it way over the top. Like just
see Gyarados. With the Gyarados, I would agree, but just starter, you got to go Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil's fine. Like I think I like Totodile better, but not like significantly better. And then none of the other ones really stand out a ton.
No.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the other cameos. You got a Rotom there. You got a lot of little different things going on. You got a Pikachu doing something there. You got a Pikachu there in the Grookey.
Oh, go on to the Totodile.
The Totodile you want to see again?
Zoom it in when you were talking about that. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, okay. I was me seeing it on this screen here is a lot better than what you guys were seeing there. Yeah, sorry for that.
Oh, Chikorita's got a Squirtle. Oh, that's gonna be the hot one.
Is Squirtle wearing what is going on with his mouth there? Is he wearing a mask or I don't know what that is. You got an unwatered Sudowoodo there, it looks like. You got to get your water bottle out, get that Sudowoodo out of the way. What's Tepe got going on? Does he have no Pokemon cameos back there?
Doesn't look it.
Is there like Zygarde? No. I thought those looked like the antenna or something, like some shadow being cast by a Zygarde on the building, but maybe not. There's a Pikachu there on like a Jumbotron in the Snivy, but he's not a Trikachu. He's just a Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Is that a cupcake or is that like a Vanillite or something? I don't even know what Pokemon are anymore. Corviknight there in the Sobble. You got spiky looking.
You got an unknown in the Score Bunny. In the upper left or upper right. Maybe? The little squiggly line thing.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that? It almost looks like a darkness energy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe that's yeah, I don't even know. There's a sword
You
there.
got a
Is that like a
Pikachu in
double
the
blade?
whatever the green dude's called, Trico.
This one is oh
Chimchar.
man, not Chimchar. It's
No.
Sobble, Scorbunny, and Grookey. Is this like a Hone Edge or a double blade? There's like a sword down there. These down here at the bottom of Sobble almost look like Zapdos, Moltres, Galarian Zapdos type tops, but I can't see the whole bottom of the card.
Yeah.
I don't think they are, but they almost have that vibe to them. But anyways, like I like all these first partner collections a lot. My strategy for Series 2 will be that I think I'm going to go for a fixed quantity. I think these are going to be a fair bit cheaper. 45 was what the buy price was for the first one. Now that's rocketing up. If the buy price is 45 for Series 2, I'm going to go a fair bit lighter quantity-wise. But what my hope is, what my plan is, these might go to 30, 35, and I might be able to get the same quantity for a fair bit less money. Maybe not, though. Like, they might have... I don't know what they're going to have for packs in them. Are they going to have Phantasmal and Mega Evolution again?
Someone commented Perfect Order in the Ninja set. Where was that?
Oh, okay. Perfect Order and Chaos Rising.
Yeah.
So the packs will be weaker then. I kind of like that. I kind of like that the packs might be a little bit weaker. If I could get them for 35, I might buy 500, 600, somewhere in there. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Totodile. I'm going deep on Totodile. Totodile is my pick there for sure. Brout is the GOAT for sure. Brout, no doubt. Brout is the guy.
Oh, Ponga with the worst takes of all time.
We got Alex in here. He's lying. You can't make money selling Pokemon cards. It's just a myth.
Yes, I agree.
Correct. Ponga pulled a Magikarp from Paldea and Zard SAR from Phantasmal tonight. Hot hands, Ponga. You love to see it.
Ooh.
Let me just make sure I didn't miss starring any more questions. Ponga says I got them to ruin the podcast. Thanks, Ponga. No one tell Dan I auctioned all the bubbles on eBay for $20. That's not surprising whatsoever. I fully expect it. But yeah, I kind of like that they have Perfect Order and Chaos. Because I want to get a lot of them and I want to get them at a relatively decent discount. I was begrudgingly paying 45 on Series 1. It felt significantly too high, but we're booming, so I went for it. If these ones are 40 or 45, I don't
think they'll be that. I don't think they'll be as high, but I don't think they'll be that much lower either. I think 35 to 40. Somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Whatever they are, it will be horribly obvious that that's what they were going to be. And as always, 35 with that pack selection and the starter selection sounds high. Hopefully it's high.
But you got to think people who bought, like not talking like your casuals, but like you, me, we're going to want roughly the same of every series. At least I'm going to. And I imagine there's a bunch of people that will, because I think once all the different series comes out, like the sealed products together are going to do really good. All the promos together are going to do really good. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, Series 3 will probably have Pitch Black and Rayquaza set with Gen 3 starters.
Wild.
Yeah, that will be cool. As always, very very excited to see where we're headed. It's crazy what we got going on here. Grammar's getting put to sleep with the only two big hits. Oh, it's the Squirtle water bottle for Sudowoodo from the games. Had to use it to move. So I remember using the water bottle to move Sudowoodo from the path. I referenced that when I saw the Sudowoodo treat earlier. I don't remember the water bottle being a Squirtle though. In my mind, it was just a water bottle. I can't remember exactly how and where you got it or whatever, but I distinctly remember Sudowoodo being in the way, kind of like how in Red, Blue, Yellow, Snorlax was in the way of the path. But anyways, we do have a bunch more.
So many references I don't understand.
Yeah. Mason says, I didn't get a chance to say, but Nick, your crew at Chicago Collecticon was awesome to see. Proud of you and what you've built. Not a question, but a nice,
Thank you, Mason.
A nice homie shout out I wanted to put up on screen. He only said it 45 minutes ago, so he's probably sleeping by now. I did get it on screen.
He's sound
I did get it on screen.
No, it was good to see you guys too.
Definitely FOMO'd a little bit. There wasn't too much content to FOMO on, though. I mean, all the people went.
My video?
I've seen your videos, but like there was no big recap video. I want the recap. Yeah. I want the slideshow. I heard a little bit about the blackjack tables. I heard a little bit about a couple meals, but I didn't see a bunch though. So it was easy to not like FOMO too hard in hindsight because there just wasn't much documentation. Let's see. Oh, I already did that one. Congrats on 3 years. Given the current TCG market, if a TCG came out that did not have any secondary market value and only be carried by players wanting to play because the game is just so good, can it only be carried by players wanting to play? I think a game could be carried just by players wanting to play the game. But like, what do you deem success? I think a lot of people are so binary and like, oh, the only way that you can be successful is if you have cards that are worth $10,000, and if you're like vying with Pokemon, you need $1,000 booster boxes and you need all this crazy stuff. I think it's reasonable for like and there probably are things that I'm just not aware of, but for like a box of trading cards to come out that's $50, $100, and to sell and to have some amount of a player base, I think that theoretically could exist. Are there many games out there right now doing it? There's probably some. I just don't know of them. But yeah, I think in theory it could happen. But like right now, people are just losing their minds and buying everything up like crazy. And I think this kind of speculation, this irrational exuberance, all this kind of mania can like very quickly kill a card game as well.
I don't know. I think you need a healthy combination of players and collectors to make it successful. Because like your secondary market is based off of collectors and cards having value more so than playability. I don't know. I would lean more towards you need both.
Yeah, I think in this environment though, it's just hard to get that out of the gate. Like I think it's like, look at all the Kickstarter TCGs that got pre-funded with $5 million and $10 million. And I think a lot of them, like I think they were tasked with in some ways an easier market because everyone was buying everything and it was easy to get a lot of sales. But simultaneously, I think that made it a lot harder too. It was a lot harder because everyone was just investing and speculating and gambling and going crazy, and it was very easy to like fizzle out of that. Almost like the conversation we had a little bit ago about like, is it harder or easier to do business today, buying cards and listing on eBay and grinding all that out? I would argue that sure, competition's higher for buying, but like the buyer pool is so much deeper. So yeah, I think it's like a similar conversation around there, but I don't know. My local game store had a massive Digimon player base, and I don't know anyone who buys Digimon as a collectible.
Well, that is true. Although Walrus buys Digimon, or he used to. I don't know if he still does.
Grimer's ready for those Gen 3 starters. Yeah, you're gonna get the Gold Star era starters. Be cool to see.
That'd be cool. If they did reprints of the Gold Stars, ooh, that'd be
that's what we need.
That would be insane.
I'm just sat here waiting for the next boom, and I think that could usher in the next boom. For sure.
Things have definitely calmed down. We're about to crash.
Yeah.
We need a revitalization here.
We do. Agreed. Here we go. Here's a good one. And I don't know if Ponga's still here, but Ponga, answer this for me. What's each of your biggest burns on $1 no reserve auctions that you remembered to this day? You go first, and I'm actually gonna look at some of my spreadsheets and see if I can find an ugly one.
The first one that comes to mind is we were doing it was my first WotC box break on eBay Live, so I was already so nervous. I think it was my first WotC break and my first promoted stream. So I was already so nervous. And then of course the stream started glitching. So I had to deal with that. And then on top of that, one of the packs, I started it and it went for like $25. And then nobody else was able to bid on it. So it sold for $25 or whatever. And at the time the packs were $250.
Nice.
Yeah. That's definitely the first one that comes to mind. Even just recently, last week or 2 weeks ago, I had a stream where it started off very, very slow. And stuff was going for 60 to 80% market. I got about an hour in, and I'm thinking to myself, do I just end it here? This is just depressing. But I kept it going, and then luckily it picked up after that later in the night. But yeah, that was so depressing too. It sucks when you go live and it's just dead. Chat's not interacting. People aren't bidding. It's the worst feeling in the world.
So I looked back through. I keep spreadsheets on some of the. I don't keep it on every stream by any stretch of the imagination, but I keep it on some of the big ones. Some of the mega streams that we do. Back in February, we did a mega stream. We $1 auctioned a Secret Wonders, very niche card in hindsight. To auction. A Secret Wonders, it gets better. Reverse Hollow, PSA 9 Charizard. And card ladder at the time was 500. I checked card ladder today, is still about 500. We got $118. We got 23% of market. Not that surprising in hindsight, but like, hey, you got to try it. It was Charizard at least. I think that's the way I justified it. It's like, at least it's Charizard. It's gonna go for something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a PSA 10 Pop 8 Dunsparce or something. No offense to Dunsparce collectors, but that's just not the kind of card you auction in a 30-cent auction starting at $1 on a live streaming app. That's one you send to Fanatics or ZNG Emporium or whatever, and you get it for a week long out in front of a lot of eyes. But yeah, that's the worst one that I can see on the mega streams. I don't know if Ponga's here. Yeah, Ponga, PK, they probably have stories to tell. I don't cling on to those though, because it's all about the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. It all evens out.
When do we get TPC just selling booster packs where every card is graded? When they buy PSA.
That'll never happen.
Honestly, though, like one conversation you could pivot this into. Are you familiar with like, and I'm not entirely, I could be understanding the product incorrectly, but like Magic Secret Lair, isn't there a product in Magic where you basically like you buy 4 or 5 promo cards that aren't randomized, they're just fixed, you just get certain promo cards?
Yeah.
Do you think Pokemon would ever do that? And to an extent, to a minimal extent, they do that, right? They do that with putting the promo in the box. In Japan, they had the Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, VMAXs, the very exclusive, expensive cards, and then they put them in those boxes. They put them in those Sword Shield collection boxes. So promos, in a way, are like a light version of that. You're also getting packs. You're also getting other things. But do you think Pokemon will ever go like full on Secret Lair, $100, and you get these 5 fancy special cards? Or do you think
I don't think they ever will. I just look back at like sports, and I know the Secret Lair stuff does well. But it's more so like collaborations, like The Office and Magic, or the SpongeBob and Magic. I don't know. I can't see them doing that. I think what we have now is the closest we'll get to that.
I lean towards that way too. I think when you put a relatively desirable promo like Charizard UPCs, you've got 3 exclusive Charizard promo artworks, and those are used as a vessel to like move the booster packs. The core product that they care about moving is the booster pack. It gets dangerous, but you mentioned sports cards in the 90s a little bit. When sports cards in the 90s started selling complete sets, that's when they jumped the shark. If and when Pokemon ever start selling, hey, you want a box set of Ascended Heroes for $3,000? Run as fast and as far as you can. Sell everything. I mean, I think they're too smart to do something like that. But if and when they were to start selling single cards, if and when they were to start selling hit cards, already graded cards, that's when you start running. That's when really we would say top signal, and we would mean it. That would be dark days.
That answers another one of our questions about top signals. That'll happen the same time GameStop buys eBay. Boom, boom.
And right here, what are you looking for signs that the bull market is near its end or over? If Pokemon did something like that, it's pack it up, sell it all yesterday. But one thing that I've mentioned too, I mentioned it in my palette video. I'm sure I'll mention it in my upcoming video Monday, where I talk more about the palettes. If the live stream is just like, if people stop ripping packs entirely, if I chat with Alex Nostalgianomics, if I chat with Nick, if I chat with the like a bunch of different streamers, and it's like, oh, no one's buying packs, everyone's literally investing. The pop reports show that, like, hey, just there's not a whole lot of pack destruction going on. Not remotely is that the case of what we're doing right now. But like, yeah, if and taken to its logical progression, right now Ascended Heroes is $180 ETB, because so many people say, like, worst case scenario, the downside is that it's $500 in 3 years. The natural progression of that is like the next better set. And there will be better sets than Ascended, I'm confident. Artists will art all the things. Next set, best set, all the things that I always say. The logical progression is like, oh, well, Ascended was $300 a year later. Destined Rivals is $700 a year later. You should be paying $500 for a booster box day one. You should be paying $400 for an ETB day one. You should be paying $800, $900 for a booster box day one. That's the natural progression when all these things are guaranteed. And eventually that gets to a point where consumers consume less. Eventually that gets to a point where like too high of a proportion of people are investing and not enough people are consuming. Will we actually get there? I hope not. I hope something changes in some way that brings us down to earth in a reasonable fashion. Because like taken for multiple years in the irrational exuberance and all the crazy things we have going on now, the ending to it will be dark. I think we'll find our way out of it somehow. How? I don't know exactly. But a year ago, I was saying I think most sets will eventually be available under MSRP. That was a true thought that I thought would happen. And that was a desire too. Because I think what we're doing right now is bad. And I think it's going to end with some pain. But we'll see what happens, as always.
I'm not convinced it will. Because the only thing we have to look at is like 2020. After the COVID boom, things crashed, and we were both we weren't making as much as we were during COVID, but we were still doing well.
I need to clarify. There will be pain, but not for you and me. Like, there will be pain for some of the same way that there was pain 5 years ago for the people buying Vivid Voltage at 300. I think that there will be pain, maybe not quite so bad. People that bought Vivid at 300 are just breaking even in the past few months. Like that's a thing that happened with Roaring Skies 10 years ago too. Like I think that there will be some product that eventually has a Roaring Skies or a Vivid Voltage like pain. Maybe it won't be 5 years, maybe it will only be 2 years. But like that doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. I don't know what product it'll be, and I don't know when it'll be, but there will be pain. Nick and I will own some of that product, but I think we will own a lot less of it than some people that outstretch themselves and overreach and go a little bit too deep. And but like that's my well-educated guess, having been here, having been through this multiple times before. This one's different, yada yada. Yes, all the things I agree. I just don't agree to the extent which it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that one. I think more so it'll be like I think you and James and all the consignment services will have the best idea of when things start to shift. You guys will get less and less consignments every week. Your payouts will be less and less every week. I think you guys will be able to notice it first.
Or we'll get significantly more consignments and then just lose.
That is true. That is true.
There's multiple ways for it to start going the other direction, and like once it happens, it will have been obvious in hindsight. Looking back, Vivid Voltage, very obvious. Roaring Skies, very obvious. Like Evolutions, the way that it went down and stayed flat for so long, and then the way that like everything is obvious. Once it's happened, it's clear what happened and why and how and everything. But it's like, tell me what's going to happen in the next 5 years. And I had my thesis.
Go ahead.
I was bullish a couple years ago. I started investing by the pallet, and I talked about how, I hope my $50,000 pallet in 5 years can be worth 150, 200 grand, maybe. Book it. And 2 years later, it's already worth 200 grand. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane what's going on right now. Not sustainable.
I haven't seen that video yet. So.
I only talked about one pallet. I talked about 4 pallets in the video, so you got a lot more to see.
That's one. I don't watch many of your videos anymore, but that's one I will actually watch. No offense.
It's my dad is going to be here too. No date set yet, but hopefully sometime this month. Hopefully sometime in the next few weeks. We've got to do our pallet birthday annual stream that we do.
Oh, there we go.
That was a good question though. Here's a good one. Dan, have you ever forgot to send one of your consignor's cards to auctions? If so, why do you hate this consignor so much? What did they ever do to you? Apologies to Krabby's Cards. So his cards curated like Tuesday, and it was a busy and it was a hectic week with all the things that went on in a boom like most weeks are. But I bought a massive collection the other day. But anyways, the way that I do it, you send me the quantity of cards that you're sending and the tracking number, and then I give you a submission number. And I take the submission number and I put it into your spreadsheet. Well, I forgot to note it in a spreadsheet. And this is a mistake that I've made in the past year that at some point I'll probably resolve. Right now, if you want to consign with me, you can DM me on Instagram. You can DM me on Discord. You can email me. Some people text me. A couple people text me. At some point in the next month or two, I'm probably going to say you have to email me. Because you know what the great thing about email is?
It's so occasionally much easier to search.
Occasionally I make a mistake and it's like, oh crap. I have 100 cards curated into my Fanatics vault, 100 out of the 5,000 that week. And it's like, whose cards are these? I have no clue. And it's like, oh, Fanatics gives me the sub number. I search my spreadsheet, no hits. I search the tracking number, no hits. I go to USPS and I look up the tracking number. Oh, it came from this city in this state. It's like, I don't know who lives there. So 2 things that I'm doing. I'm adding the origin zip code to every consigner sheet so that will give me like a hint, a clue. But like he DM'd me on Discord. I searched my email for the tracking number and the only hit was from Fanatics saying they received it. I was hoping that it was like, hey, here's my tracking. Can I get a sub number? And it's like, oh, that's Krabby's Cards right there. Like I've had that happen multiple times, but his was in Discord DMs. I searched Discord. I searched a couple random DMs. I didn't have an hour to play Detective Pikachu though, and I'm grateful for Krabby's Cards for having messaged me and said like, hey Dan, what's going on here? Because then I was able to allocate the cards to him. But if everyone emailed me, when I get a mystery submission, I could just search the tracking in Gmail and then boom, hey, this date, this time, this guy emailed me, this gal emailed me, it's their cards. But when it's spread like Instagram, searching one DM is easy. Discord too, searching one DM is easy. But when I DM with 100 people in the average month, good luck. Good luck finding who sent submission XYZ a month ago. It's impossible. So I apologize, Krabby. My bad. His will be up in this market though. Hopefully your prices are 10% higher because we waited one additional week.
That is true.
I mean,
But Krabby, it sounds like Dan's trying to pass the blame onto you. I agree with you, Krabby. This is all Dan.
No. I fully own the blame. I wish I was a robot, but I am sadly a fallible human, and I made a mistake. But yeah, I think later sometime this summer, I'm probably gonna kind of like update and formalize the service a little bit more, and I'm just gonna say I might even create a new email so that it's just clean. So that it's just like you email consign at KetchumAllCollectibles.com or whatever. I think James has consign at zngemporium.com.
Yeah.
I might do something like that. So it's not mixed up with my collection buys. It's not mixed up with anything. It's just in its own home, basically.
Yeah.
Couple more questions. I see we only have like 3 questions right now, Starred. As always, we're hanging out. Probably won't go significantly later than like an additional hour. I don't want to be up too much later than 1. But yeah, if you have more questions, feel free to ask them. We only have 3 in the backlog that we will get to right now. How would you recommend a nameless, faceless?
Oh, you're done?
Hey, Thrifty, how's it going? How would you recommend a nameless, faceless person start live selling on let's say they got a whatnot? Would it be auctioning modern individual packs and singles at $1 expecting a loss? I know a couple people who are doing their own thing on whatnot, and I don't know the exact TOS and regulations around what you're allowed to do. I know some people crushing with like these different kind of games. You got to be careful. You got to know the rules, all this stuff. But bye-bye.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, there's the pack thing is there. I don't think like losing a ton of money dollar auctioning packs and maybe they go well. I would lean towards like I don't think that will go super well though. Dollar auctioning packs that are $8, $9, $10. I have a feeling that will end fairly poorly. If whatnot gives you a decent push though when you start a brand new account, maybe it'll do better than I think. You can always try, right? Like what's it cost to try? I would lean more towards I think you'd do better, and I could be wrong. I think you'd do better on like singles than auctioning packs like that. But what are your thoughts on that, Nick? You might have better vibes on that.
Yeah, I would definitely start with singles, modern singles, cheap modern singles. I would recommend throwing in some like higher dollar cards so people aren't bored. Do like $5 cards and then throw in like a $20 card every now and then. But yeah, because at least for me, I know some people do well auctioning packs, but at least for me, we do way better with singles. If we ever auction packs, some nights it'll go well. Most nights it does not go well. So you're almost better off doing packs by it now. But yeah, I would definitely recommend auctioning singles. Throw in some little bit more expensive cards. But auctions is definitely the biggest thing because like if you do buy it now pack rips, your audience is going to be a lot lower than when you're auctioning stuff. Like for us, we drop by like 50% the audience when we switch from auctions to pack ripping. Every night it drops by like 50%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I'm assuming this is just like a shorter version of that same question, but I made a video a month or 2 ago. I can't keep track of time in this market, in this boom, but try a little bit of everything. Go to a local show, check out all your local LGS within half an hour or an hour. Go see what's out there. Try a little bit of everything. Go buy a binder on OfferUp and get the free trial of Card Uploader and make 500 eBay listings and sell and pack some TCG player orders. Sell and pack some eBay standard envelopes. Try a little bit of everything. Run a stream on whatnot and see how it all goes and see what you're good at, see what works, see what you enjoy, and then lean into the things that hit most of those boxes, if not all of them.
Yeah. Because streaming is definitely not for everyone. It's the hot topic right now, but It's definitely not for everyone. Singles is definitely enjoyable too. I've always liked doing that. I don't do it anymore, but I always enjoyed that too.
And there are some companies out there that are so profitable. Like you might find yourself asking the question, why stream myself and slog away getting maybe 5-10% margins if you're lucky, buying at 80%, netting after fees 85% maybe. You might be able to just find another streamer to sell to and get 90% on the right things. So it's like, think of the big picture, think of, set your goals, figure out what you want to do, figure out what you enjoy, and then go from there. But it's a very dynamic thing. The market today is not what it was a year ago, not what it was 5 years ago. It's not what it's going to be in a year or 5 years from now either. So yeah, you constantly got to be kind of like ebbing and flowing with the ebbs and flows of the market. But like right now, functionally infinite liquidity. What one thing 12 years ago when I started, even 5 years ago when I started full time, the liquidity was not nearly this deep. Even 5 years ago, that was a big boom. That boom was not nothing, but it was not what this boom is.
No.
Like, liquidity is functionally infinite right now for anyone operating at any individual size. It's again, it cannot be understated the extent to which we're booming right now. Again, look at the Trikachu in the background of the Bulbasaur. Somebody, I don't know if somebody made a YouTube video. I don't know if somebody posted it in a big Discord, but like, that card just more than doubles overnight in a sealed product, of which there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I don't know how many of those there are, but there's a lot of them, and they just go up 20% in the span of one day. Like, we're booming out here.
That's the other thing is if you are new, you've got a lot more time on your hands. You can follow these market trends. And you can kind of make plays if you like know the market and understand things. You can make grading plays, you can do singles buyouts, all that type of stuff. Whereas I don't know what's going on until someone posts about it on Instagram.
Or until you're told about it on Pokeflipz.
Yes, exactly.
The last time we got booster, I'm assuming booster box reprints, was about a year ago, starting in May and into the summer with surging in Twilight. Traditionally, this Pokemon reprint booster boxes in late spring, early summer. Any of these rules of thumb, any of these seasonalities, any of these, like, Pokemon did it a couple times and forecasting out that they're going to do it again, I don't think there's use in any of it. As many times as like they work, they don't work as many times as they do work. I was just having this conversation the other day in Discord. Like, the whole summer slowdown, for how many years people were like, yes, the summer. If you expected and you planned and you pivoted your business in a way last spring, planning for a summer slowdown, you destroyed yourself.
Yeah.
I've never played into any of those. The only thing that I said is, like, barring any major macro catastrophic type things, liquidity will increase around Christmas. Like, that is one macro seasonal thing that always happens. Just because liquidity increases, just because volume increases, doesn't necessarily mean price will. So, but like, one, especially in the US, more so than other countries probably, but like, Christmas season is a thing.
Yeah.
The volume, the liquidity will be higher, but that doesn't mean the prices will always be. But yeah, summer slowdowns and tax refunds and booster box reprints around the, like, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Don't bet the farm on it. Like, yeah, I don't really give too much credence to those things.
No, I do think there's some merit to them, especially like on live streaming. Like in the summer, it might slow down a little bit because people are going spending more time outside. But yeah, it's not like a short thing that you want to plan for. And those reprints were not. I don't. Did you get many? I don't remember getting many. I think I got like. I don't remember. It was not a substantial amount.
No, my memory's terrible. I'm trying to remember what the sets were that were reprinted. I definitely remember getting some things last year, but yeah, I don't know. We think Pokemon is so big because we're in this silo. What do you guys think would be the biggest population out there that could join? Example, 90% of golfers, all painters.
Wait, what's that? I don't get that. What's that mean?
Like what segment of the world out there?
Okay.
Like, is Taylor Swift gonna post a video of her opening some Pokemon cards, and we're gonna get like 50% of all Swifties, or like what demo could we and will we potentially pick up out there that aren't currently in largely?
I don't think it's many. Maybe like if Pokemon keeps booming the way it is for years and years and years, maybe like 5%. Because you're gonna think the world population, you have people in Africa that are starving. They're not gonna get into Pokemon. I think it's a very, very small percentage. Even in the US, I would say 5-ish%.
I think the main demo that we need to target, the main subset of people that we need to target, the Wall Street bettors. I mean, the money that they have, the money that they throw around. Somewhere I have a Wall Street bets Dan. I put myself over the guy. I put the sunglasses on. I put diamonds in my hands. But man, if we could, somebody's got to go on a mission to just like pump Pokemon in Wall Street bets. Let's get like 30% of those degens in our space. Man, get ready for that boom insane, because talk about dumb money. There's a lot of dumb money in there. We need to get them out of their their very short expiration calls and shorts and all these different things, and we need to get them into Pokemon investing for sure.
Yes.
That'll usher in the next boom. Seems like there's a lot of musicians into it, but is there any big name actors? No. Didn't somebody just open? I'm terrible with all the award ceremonies, and some actor or actress just open packs at like the Oscars or whatever.
Oh, really?
I can never remember the Oscars and the Golden Globes and the Emmys. Like, I know the names of all of them. Which one is for music? Which one is for movies? Which one is like I don't remember. But I want to say, let me Google it quick and see if I can find anything. Pokemon.
That's cool.
I think it was the Oscars. McKenna Grace went viral for bringing Pokemon TCG booster packs to open them. What are the Oscars? Is that movies?
Yeah. Because you see movies, 11 Oscar nominees or whatever. I have no idea who that person is, though. Do you?
No, but I don't know. I don't know most people. Oh, the Academy Awards are the Oscars. They're the same thing.
Oh.
So it is film. So yeah, whoever that person that I already forgot her name, she opened packs at the Oscars. I remember hearing about that. What's she in? She's an American actress and singer.
Oh, can we count it though?
Is this like? Where's her roles?
Oh God, she must be real famous. You're scrolling down an awful lot over there.
I was on her wiki. I should have just gone to her IMDb. She's in Scream 7 that's coming out soon. So that's gonna be a blockbuster, I'm sure. Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. She's Sky in Paw Patrol. Okay. That's like an S tier celeb. Oh man.
An S tier celeb.
Sky in Paw Patrol, that's huge. But yeah, she's a lot of things like that, I guess. A lot of things like that. Sydney Sweeney isn't opening packs yet. We're still early. We're still at the bottom. Yes.
Still early.
Captain Kirk posted about Pokemon on his X account, Top Signals. We have one starred question left. Let's take this. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask away. We might wrap relatively soon. We might continue to go till 1 a.m. Eastern, but we'll see where we end up after this one. And if you want to take this one first, why does XY Sun and Moon era sealed not as attractive to you than Sword Shield and Scarlet Violet? Is it simply it's cheaper, so more room to run? Sword Shield getting sealed, getting to the thousands of boxes like Sun and Moon era boxes. So a couple questions there.
Yeah, I would say Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet are a lot more attractive because of the price point. Sun and Moon's already so expensive for the most part. Unless you want to go for like the terrible sets, most of those boxes are already multi-thousands. So it's I personally would rather be able to buy more boxes at a cheaper price than one box at a more expensive price. It's like Alex Nostalgianomics says it all the time. It's easier for the cheaper box to double than it is for like a team up box to go from 10K to 20K. So yeah, I think that makes sense. And then Sword and Shield getting to the thousands of boxes like Sun and Moon era. That one, I don't know. I would assume at some point, yes. But it is kind of wild to think like how few Sun and Moon boxes and like Sun and Moon boxes and cases are out there. Like, how many people do you know that have Sun and Moon cases besides Pokeplumber and probably Pokerev? I don't know many people that have Sun and Moon cases.
I have 2 Sun and Moon base that I bought recently.
Oh. Doesn't count.
But yeah, I don't know of many people with quantity of Sun and Moon. But yeah, Sword, Shield, Scarlet, Violet. I know of people with 10 cases of every Sword Shield set, Evolving Skies included. I know of people with 40, 60, 80 cases of some Sword Shield sets. Mm-hmm. And I know of multiple people with that much for Scarlet Violet era sets. But all that new printing capacity coming on, and I'm short plastic, long cardboard. I'm bullish over the long term. I truly think in a lot of ways we are early. I think some people are going to buy some things that they're going to hear we're early. They're going to buy the wrong things. They're going to get wrecked. We were early in 2021, but not on $300 50 voltage boxes. We were early in 2021, but not on $9,000 or $8,000 PSA 9 base unlimited Charizards. There's a lot of stuff that's done really well since then, but there's a lot of things there's significantly less things that have done very poorly. But yeah, I truly think like we're printing. Last year we printed 12, 13 billion cards. I think they're going to be printing 25, 30 billion cards in a few years with all that new print capacity. And I think that's going to bode well. What we think is a lot of product in Sword Shield, what we think is a lot of product in Scarlet Violet, there's going to be a lot more in Mega. There's going to be a lot more in whatever the next one is. I truly think the hobby is in like a big period of growth. But like there's also an argument to be made. And what's Evolving done over the past year? Pretty damn flat, isn't it?
It seems to have been flat the past couple of months at least. Like 25. I think they're like, what are they, 28? Almost 3,000?
Yeah, I haven't even looked. I'm going to pull it up right now. There's a decent argument to be made. I guess, so a year ago, they were 1,600. Today, they're 2,600. But like 6 months ago, they were 2,600. So they're flat over 6 months. I think there's some risk, and with my palettes and with Sword Shield and with Scarlet Violet, there's some risk that these things, all the gains of the future years have just been pulled forward to today. Destined Rivals, and people will like guarantee this can't be the case, and they don't believe it, and it can't be possible. Destined Rivals could be $700 in 3 years. Yeah, it could just be entirely flat for 3 years. It could be $300 in 2 or 3 years. Do I think it will be? Not really, but like it really could be. It really could be, and people will as passionately say and guarantee that it can't be as people did 5 years ago with Vivid. And I know it's different. It is different this time, but $700 is also different from $300. Vivid only peaked at $300. Destin's at $700. So it is different this time. It's different in multiple ways. The demand is higher, and yes, and the rip and shipping, but like so is the printing. And in 2 years or a year or whenever, like all that new printing is coming on, So it's like, I agree it's different, but it's different in more ways than one. And some of those are bullish and some of those are not as bullish. That's what makes this all fun though. It's like, place your bets. Don't get upset if some person says something that they disagree, that your things are just going to 2x every year. I did the math in my live stream last night. It's like something had tripled in the past 12 months. What was it, like 151 UPCs or something, whatever the product was, or 151 booster packs. I did the math on like, if 151 were to triple every year for the next for the next 20 years, a 151 UPC would be like $1 trillion or something. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that like this is not sustainable. I'm pretty sure tripling in a year, but some people act like it is. So some people are like, my product, my Evolving Skies is flat over the last 6 months, and they'll like panic about it as if it's like an unnatural, bad, wrong thing. Like, as if they're not doubling or going up 50% every 6 months. Something's wrong. Like, that's not, and that can't be a thing.
No.
Like, people are insane. Yeah. It's crazy. It's scary out here. But yeah, I lean heavily towards Sword Shield Scarlet Violet. Part of it too is like a lot of the Sword Shield and Scarlet Violet that I have, I got from distro myself. Reseals are a scary thing. Anytime I get an Evolving Skies case, it's like, oh man, this is a little bit scary. So like, if I like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go put 50 or 100 grand into Sun, Moon, and XY. One, I don't even know who to talk to. I don't know who has that kind of product. Where am I gonna find it? Instead of paying 80-85%, I'm probably gonna be paying 100%, 95%, and then like authenticity and just like so many layers of concern. That I'd rather put the money into Sword Shield Scarlet Violet. That's my take on it.
No, I think that's a good take. I think that's a good take. I don't know if you want to skip down the Hollow Hoarder, kind of a follow-up question.
The
last one, most recent one.
Thoughts on SV booster boxes being less printed than Sword and Shield? We have the numbers. We have, and one thing that we don't know, like, the Chilling Rain and the Fusion Strike and the all the reprints of the booster boxes that happened more seemingly during the Sword Shield era, whereas with SV they were more reprinting whatever the hell they were reprinting, collection boxes and whatever. We'll never know. One thing that we do know is, like, during the Sword Shield era, they publicly disclosed how many packs they were printing every year, how many cards they were printing every year. But like, they brought on Chinese, so of today's print runs that they announced, some of that's getting eaten up by Chinese. What's the relative proportion of Japanese to English? Has that gone up or has it gone down? Like, even though we know how much they're printing each year, there's still so many layers of uncertainty. I would lean towards more of almost every Scarlet Violet era set. More boxes were printed than Sword Shield, but like, I can't guarantee that. I don't know that for certain. I would lean pretty heavily towards that, but it's a thought that I can't really substantiate.
See, I'm the opposite there. I do think Scarlet and Violet got printed more, I mean less than Sword and Shield. Because you have those massive reprints, but with Scarlet and Violet, you had people did not like Scarlet and Violet at the beginning. Scarlet and Violet, Pele Evolved, Obsidian Flames, nobody wanted those sets. So then Temporal Forces they printed, or supposedly printed less of, and then we just have not gotten a single reprint of booster boxes.
And there was 1 billion less cards printed year over year. Last year it did drop like 1 billion cards, so it's probably close. It could be right in that vicinity. At the end of the day, though, like, I always try to work where I have better information. I know that I can't and won't ever know that. I can speculate about it, but I have my underlying thesis and ideas, and I'm very public with what I hold. I'm very public with the palettes and all that. So my money is where my mouth is, and I just, like, I don't put that much energy into it because ultimately it doesn't matter that much. I can't know. And even if I was told, if some Pokemon executive came in here and told us exactly how many Evolving Skies booster boxes, and our next question is going to be, well, How many are still sealed?
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. No Pokemon executive knows that. Nobody knows that. Like, nobody can quantify that. Like, and you can look at the pop reports, and you can look at the pull rates, and you could try to back your way into that math. But like, there's so many layers of uncertainty that I just don't trouble myself with that too much. Couple other things. How's it going? We got Guam represented in here. Krabby's Card says, is the hobby becoming to optimize the barrier of entry to have incredible success is lowering every week with all these apps and platforms? There's still a lot of room to optimize. There's still a lot of opportunity. It's easy to think that there's no room to do anything. Oh, it's all overly optimized. The little guy can't do anything. It's I think it's good for a lot of people that's a fairly pervasive thought, because it is very possible and relatively easy compared to the past 12 years, in my opinion, at least, to establish yourself and start doing big business very quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people want to admit defeat and little guy can't do anything anymore, let them. Put your head down, go grind, and every day, every week, every month, there's new 7-figure businesses starting up. Like, it's crazy how hard we're booming right now.
It is. Yeah, I think it is very, very optimized, but I do think there's a lot more that can be done. But it's been so long, Thrifty. I think there's a lot more that can be done. I know Pokemon Wonder and Danny's Art are starting their trading card bank app, which in the beginning is like a misprint app where you can sell cards to buyers. But they have a lot of really good ideas that nobody else is doing. And so there is definitely stuff that people aren't doing already, that could end up having like really solid potential.
What are your thoughts? This is an interesting little conversation to have while we wait on some more questions. I do have a couple starred. We will get to them in a minute. But nearly every day, I hear about another app. Collector and Double Hollow and Shiny Hollow and Misprint and this. I already forgot the name of the one that you just said, but I'm on the mailing list for it, and I have like an account registered with it. There's so many apps being created. Every YouTube live chat that I do, somebody's asking me about one that I never heard about. What are your thoughts on all of that? Like, are there? I guess there probably are certain things that aren't being covered, but like, what are your thoughts on what the landscape will look like in 5 years? How many of the ones of today will survive? What will reign supreme? In my like, collector's the biggest today. It will probably be the biggest in 5 years. That's like the easy answer to make. But I feel like there's apps that haven't been created yet that will probably be pretty big too. But like, thinking back 5 years ago too, I used to use Pokemon Price every week. I used to use Pokemetrics every week. I used to use I can't even remember all the names of them, but they're probably bookmarked in my browser somewhere still. Pokedata, I think is almost gone now. TCG Fish is pretty much gone now. Yeah, what are your general thoughts on like all the ones we've lost of years past and all the ones that are coming out today?
I think it's just going to continue to happen. I think it's good though. Like, the more competition, the better, because it'll make these current apps improve. So yeah, I think I like the competition, and I do think it's going to be the same. We're going to see a lot of these that are popular now fading out and not becoming as popular, where new ones are going to pop out of nowhere and become popular. I just learned about a new one called Deck Trader. I don't know if you've heard of that one, but
I've heard of it.
Yeah. I actually like. They're very new, but once they optimize, like, they're really good with singles and sealed right now. Once they can optimize graded, I think they're going to be better than collector. I really, really like them. They have a cool feature where you can scan cards and it'll give you pricing, but you can create like a buy list. So scan cards in that you want to make that you want to buy. It'll pop up with the market price, what you should offer, and then you buy those cards at whatever price point, and it adds them into your inventory. And then as you sell them, you scan them again. You say I bought them at 80% of market. I sold them at whatever. I sold them for 100% of market, and it'll keep track of how much profit you're making. So I've been doing it with the eBay lives. I'll just say like, okay, I typically buy singles at 80%. So I bought all these singles that I'm running on stream at 80% of whatever the current market is. I sold all these singles for whatever price total. And it keeps track of how much I'm actually making per stream, which I really like that. Because before that, I had no idea. Now, obviously, it's not super accurate because I'm pricing stuff like as the night comes that I'm running it. So I may have bought it at a cheaper price. I may have bought
moved up or down. Yeah.
But overall, I think it's solid. I've been really enjoying it.
A new app that just came out too. I actually just got like accepted into the beta or alpha or whatever you want to call it. Mint Price. Cool Trainer Ryan had the guy on a month ago, maybe in a live stream, and like literally you're running a stack of singles, and as you go or as you open a pack, it will scan the image. Like you would just have it watch your live stream, and at the end of your live stream, it would spit out like, here's what all the value of the cards were.
That's nice.
So like, and that's one of multiple tools of that nature that's there that has applications towards the buyers. If you have that as a buyer and you have it watch your stream, hey, Nick just put up a $20 single, the bid's at $5 and it's about to end, bid it up to 10 and get it for 50% of market. If and when it goes over, like stop bidding. It has applications and implications in a lot of different directions, but it's very interesting to see this data revolution in Pokemon and how and where it will go. But and I guess I misspoke. Pokedata is still current. Pokehex mentioned they use it. I pulled it up. That one is still current. I can't remember which one I was trying to think of, but I have used this one before. I think I'm registered with it. I have 50 different accounts for all these different sites and all these different things, and at some point, and it's so hard, at some point I need to settle on like my workflows, what ones I'm going to use. But like every week, every month, there's some new ones. And I just feel like I'm suboptimally handling and managing my slabs and my singles, and I'm using the wrong apps. And at some point I need to spend some time. The Roka Sifter's coming relatively soon. And you'll be able to just put your single inventory through that and stage it for a live stream. It's crazy.
I do think at the same time, it's too early to kind of say, okay, I'm going to stick with this app. It's the same thing with AI. AI is changing so much so quickly. It's the same thing there.
Yeah, it is nuts. It is all nuts. If you didn't watch that live stream that Ryan had the guy on, it's opening a pack, going through every card, like just very, very quickly. Very, very quickly pricing them. It's nuts. But yeah, so much data out there, so many now defunct data sites that I used to rely on heavily 5 years ago, and it's frustrating and annoying. But inevitably, a lot of the names that we're saying today will be gone in a year or 2 years or 5 years, and there will be a new wave of them, and which ones will prevail. Like Pokehex mentions that Pokedata you can see all the way back to 2020. That's one of my biggest gripes with all these things coming and going. All the data is just lost. Like if and when Pokedata ever goes defunct, well, it's great they have stuff back to 2020, but usually the way that I've seen it go is that one, they charge for greater than a year, which is reasonable because it's a lot of data and it's valuable. But when these things go defunct, they just take their data with them, and the new ones that come on, they only go back a year or two because that's all they can get from TCG Player and eBay and wherever else. But yeah, it's wild how much information's out there, how quickly you can get the information. You don't even need the information. Like you used to need to have some savvy to be able to navigate eBay to figure out how to price stuff. Now you just have a scanner. You have a stack of 1,000 raw cards. scanned, titled, listed, proposed pricing, AI descriptions. It's like all these tools. Again, in some ways, you can go the negative route and you can say, "Oh, there's no way to compete because the barrier to entry is too much lower." But there's still so many ways to get something rolling. I think, at least in my opinion.
No, I agree. We are still very early.
We are very early in many regards, but we're not like blind by Vivid Voltage at 300 5 years ago. We were early 5 years ago, but we are not early in that regard. There are things, and maybe not today. There are likely things that you could buy today that will be flat 2 years from now. I truly, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everything will double. Maybe we have one more double up before the plateau and the flat and the down. But at some point, there will be people buying things that they get kind of wrecked on, like there was 5 years ago, like there was 5 years ago before that.
Yeah.
Team Up's been flat at 10K and now starting to run. Evolving has been flat for a while. Maybe it makes a move to 10K sooner rather than later. We had an alt art boom a year ago or so. Everyone forgot. Evolving could move. Evolving could be 10K by year end for all I know, but like I would lean towards no. I wouldn't be shocked if it was 3K by year end. I wouldn't be shocked if it was 2,500 by year end. People being so concerned over these boxes not going up 50% every 6 months is just very scary, very unhealthy. It's going to age pretty poorly, I think.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised because look at how bad the single. Well, they're doing decent, but the singles have not moved. They're pretty consistent with their pricing. You still have like the Leafeon, Glaceon, the V alt arts for like 120 to 150. They really haven't moved that much. The Moonbryon is sitting around 4,000 in a 10. I think it's been pretty stagnant.
What are your guys' joint or one-on-one consult fees these days since we're booming? Do you do consults at all?
I have. I did one for eBay Live, which was nice. And I thought that was going to become something, but then it never did. But no, I have not done like a Pokemon consult in forever.
Oh, you did like a one-off? eBay paid you for a consult?
No, it was one of the sellers on eBay Live.
Okay. I see. I actually, for a while, there was a stretch where I was too freely. I think you and I talked to the same platform. This was a couple years ago, but at one point, I was too freely talking with like platforms and giving them way too much information. I got to the point where like if a platform or an app or a site or whatever would hit me up and want to chat with me for the opportunities they could bring to me, it felt like they were just picking my brain. I started saying like, "Here's my hourly rate. If you want to do a consult, yeah, I'll talk." Some of them have hit me up and done that, but I charge $300 for an hour, and then $200 for half an hour, and it's been slower for the past month or two since I raised the prices. But like I as recently as like 4 months ago, I think was doing $100 an hour, and I was getting way too many. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense to do them at the rate that I was doing them.
Yeah.
So I drastically increased the prices because I didn't want to be doing as many as I was doing. Couple a month, one every other week is like the absolute tops for what I want to do. Really. Yeah. Are Ancient Muse really 200 now?
I know they're up there. I saw them like maybe a week ago at 150, 160. Even that dumb play that we thought we were going to lose money on is making money.
That was such a terrible buy. Oh my god!
No, it was a great buy. We doubled up.
What did we buy? We bought 400. I bought 400, I think, for 40,000.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
it was $90 a piece. I think
400 for 36,000. Oh my god! I have 100 set back. 100 that I didn't touch, didn't do anything with.
There we go.
I graded way too many PSA 8s. Sealed and raw. Those were dark, but 0 PSA 10s, very few PSA 9s, lots of PSA 8s.
depressing.
And I broke even on the PSA 8s, and I made money selling a bunch sealed. Yeah, we're booming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But with that, we've made it to the end. I think we'll wrap up here. I think we're gonna call it. Appreciate everyone hanging out. 2 hours on a late night Pokeflipz
I can't
live.
believe how many people we still have in here.
Yeah, it was more than I expected. Definitely tune in tomorrow night. Nick is hitting 3 years on eBay Live, so go
Saturday
check
night.
that out.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's Friday. go check out Nick on Saturday night on eBay Live. Go check out Ponga Sunday on Fanatics. Dollar auction, all kinds of different bangers on both platforms. Radar's here. We better wrap up. We better run.
Oh God.
The off-center pod is invading. But yeah, I think that's a good quitting time because I need to actually do some work before I go to bed, and it's almost 1 o'clock here. But yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out as always. Anything else to say in closing?
No, thanks for hanging out, everyone.
Hope everyone has
see you in a couple weeks. So
yeah, have a very great rest of your week and weekend and all that stuff. As always, we appreciate you all watching. We will catch you all later.